everyone, and welcome to another Inking Idaho Facebook Live. I'm going to try to do this every Thursday. We're 3 for 3 so far. I am hoping to be able to do this for the next couple of weeks. Next week, Nicholas will be home for his spring break, and then the following week, Benjamin will be home for his spring break. So we will see if it works out that way. Sorry, I got to turn the volume off of this thing before Sarah calls me. There we go. So we'll see if it works out. I might miss a couple of weeks, but I just want you to know that I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can, scheduling allowing. So today we are going to make some really cute little Easter basket toppers, Easter bag toppers, bag skit, we could make a new word, right? All right, so this is what we're going to make today. So I am going to go ahead and turn you around so that we can get started. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, scoot this forward, make sure we're straight. All right, I think we're a go. Oh, I gave you a good shot of my ceiling. That was nice. Okay, guys, I'm going to go through and show you some of the supplies that we're going to use first. And we're going to start with the little bags. These are the bags from Fun Stamper's Journey. And the ones I have here today, just to show you how they come, are actually the romance treat bags. But the ones we're going to use are the spring treat bags, which are the ones that are a little bit lighter in color. So the bags themselves are 25 in a package of assorted colors for only $4.95. So you can get an awful lot of use out of those. So, I was going to tell you the number. So the spring treat bags is number ST0010. So I am going to go through this and actually make a bag today, a completed one. But today's Facebook Live is really just about showing you how to create the topper itself. So that's what we're going to get started on now. So the way that you decide what size to cut is by how wide your project is, whether it's a cello bag, one of these bags, craft bag, whatever you choose to use. You just need to measure the width of it. And then from there, it's just a matter of deciding how tall you want this to be for your design. I knew I was going to use the bunny today, so I just made this to be about 2 3/4 inch tall. And incidentally, when you fold that, when you double that, it's 5 1/2. So I just cut my paper in half at 5 1/2, which was better use of a piece of paper anyway. So we are going to start, we're going to do one in this color, this watermelon color. So we're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is 4 3/4 by 5 1/2. So the 5 1/2, we want to start by just scoring it so that we know where the center is. So I'm going to put it in at 2 3/4, and I'm just going to put a tiny little score line on each end, just so that I can, I don't know if you can see that or not, but just so that I can see where my center is for the next part. All right, so we are going to use the Journey Circles dies. And as you can see, they all have the circles and the piercing element on them. I'm using the second to the largest and the third to the largest cutting dies, not the piercing ones. The piercing ones have these little polka dots on them that create that cute little edge, but I'm not using those. I'm just using the second and the third largest cutting one. I didn't want to use this big one because it makes that's a really big handle. So we're going to use these two. And we're going to bring in the Amaze machine. I'm going to set this over here so you can make sure that you see it. All right, so I'm going to take one top plate off and lay this down on the platform. And then these are magnetic, so they will just magnetize to the board pretty well, stay pretty closely. And just center them so that they are spread apart evenly on both sides. And then I just don't ever really leave much to chance, and so I'm just going to put a Post-it note on there to hold them down. Now, we are only going to cut half of this, so I am just going to put my plate in and line it up with the two score lines that I made so that I know exactly where my center is, and I'm going to send it through, and it's only going to cut half of it. Okay. So now when I pull this off, and I pull this off, you can see that it only cut half right here. Just cut the half. So I went ahead and scored that so I could find my middle. Now I'm going to line it back up in here at 2 3/4. And I'm going to, oh yeah, 2 3/4. There you go, Becky. You're a smart girl. And then I'm just going to go ahead and complete my score line in a little bit so that when I fold it, it's just a little bit easier. I'm going to skip this part right here where I measured my handle, and I'm going to come on the inside. And it's probably not all the way across, and that's fine. It's just enough to give me a little marking of where to fold this at. So then I'm just going to fold the whole thing in half. Fold this centerpiece down, this. You can fold the handle if you want to or not if you don't want to. It doesn't make any difference. It's not going to go anywhere. But now we have our baggie topper. So it has this little hole on the outside that will be on the back. We'll fold it back, and then we're going to put this circle forward. So now we have our little topper. So the back part looks like this, and you're just going to glue that down to your bag or whatever you're attaching it to, and just not pay attention to what the back looks like, because this is too cute, right? All right, so from here, we are going to go ahead and do some decorating. We're going to use the Border Details die, and I'm just going to use the grass. There's some really cute borders in here. And this is the grass one. There's one that has stars in it. There's a vine with leaves and a little lace trim. And this one, I believe, is like an arrow. Yeah, like an arrow. So what I did is I just took a piece of the lemongrass cardstock and I laid it on here, and I ran it through my Amaze machine and then just pulled it off, and it gave me a piece of grass. Beats the heck out of cutting it by hand, right? So these are the border details, and the order number is DI0147. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at the bottom. So I'm going to use some of the little small foam squares and just adhere it along the very bottom. Peel these off. Oh great, my doggie's gonna squeak her toy right now. I can hear it. I know she is. Sorry if you can hear that. All right, and then I'm just gonna center this and put it on. And then just cut off the excess that might be hanging over. And just leave it like that. So we put it on the little foam square so we have a little bit of dimension in the back so that we can work with. So then I took my favorite Hop Cuts die, which is the Bloom Benefit in the Bloom This Way catalog. It's 2 pieces. It's the bunny and the tail, and it is free with a $100 order. So I made one out of cocoa powder paper so that he looked like Chocolate Bunny. And I'm just going to put a little bit on him and slide him in here. I'm going to put him in so that he's sort of centered. And then I took the 1-inch oval punch and I cut out some of the spring-filled prints paper. I'm going to do one of both of these patterns, and made some Easter eggs. I'm just gonna do, I don't know, 3 or 4, whatever we want, and make some Easter eggs out of that punch, and then put some glue dots on them. So I'm gonna stick this one down in there, and ooh, I beat my dog to that. She was going to take it. All right, and we'll put another one in there. Then we'll put this guy down here, and then we'll just have one. We want it sticking out a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. And then we'll put one right there. And then I'll take a little bit of the bubble gum twine, tie a little tiny bow. And make it small, and then cut it off because we're going to put it on his ear, her ear. Oh, good. I can see the message, the comments coming in. You like it? It's so cute. Hey, Patricia, how are you? Okay, so now look at that. So cute. Now, because this is Easter, we're going to stamp Happy Easter on it. So I'm going to use the Annual Celebrations stamp set that has a little bit of every holiday in it, SS0167, all of those. And I have the one that says Happy Easter. I'm going to ink that up in the cocoa powder ink and put it right here on the front of the baggie topper. Now, all we have to do is put it together. So depending on how I'm doing these and how I'm putting them together and who might be receiving them, sometimes I'll put the adhesive on them and sometimes I will staple them. So what I probably would have done had I been using this for real is I would have made this, I would have put it in here, and then I would have stapled it down here at the bottom, and then I would have my kid just called. And then I would cover it up with the grass so that the staples don't show. But for this one, I'm just going to show you how the easy way to do it is go ahead and fill it with your candies, and then just take your white liner tape and just put some white liner tape on it, tear it off. I'm going to put a little piece right here so that we can glue that down, and then just put a little bit here. Peel them off. Daphne, can you please take your flamingo and go someplace else? Just like a kid, right? Always when you're busy. All right, then I'm just going to, normally I would fill it with candy and maybe fold it over, maybe not. It just depends on how tall you want it to be. But for this one, I'll just go ahead and just put it right in here, right up against the score line at the top. Make sure your sides are even, and then just adhere it down. And you have the cutest little baggie topper. So, so cute. All right, so here's our first one. So you could do it in either of the pinks. And then I did one that was just kind of all occasion. So this is just a thanks, and I just piled a bunch of flowers on there. And I did this one in the cool pool, so you could put it on this bag. It'd be pretty. Or you could put it on the black bag and it would be pretty. So either one of them, and just a fun way to dress up a cute little bag. And these are really cute with the craft bags. They're super cute with these little stripe bags, any kind of bag that you want. Now, as far as the handle goes, you can use it with any die that has 2 consecutive sizes. So you can do it as a square handle, an oval handle. If you happen to have a shaped die, you could do it as a shaped die. And then just so that you have a larger and a smaller consecutive size that, you know, has enough space to give you a little handle. So it can be any shape that you want. So that's what we did for today. Nice and easy. I hope you guys make some of these for your Easter projects. I'm so glad that you like them. I'm going to take just a second and go back and see if there are any questions. Love that die. Yep. Okay, looks like we're caught up. All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching this today, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.